19-year-old Portuguese winger Felix Correa joined Juventus this month as part of a swap deal that saw Pablo Moreno join Correa's ex-club, Manchester City. After Correa's arrival in Manchester from Sporting Lisbon, he was loaned out to Jong AZ from the Eredivisie. As the league is in some ways a reserve division, it's a hotspot for young talent. Andre Onana, Matthijs de Ligt, Todd Cantwell and Steven Bergwijn have excelled in the league in recent years. Despite this being Correa's introduction to professional first-team football, he adapted to the league well. 3 goals and 5 assists represents a healthy return for such a young player. Correa played on the left wing in Jong AZ's 4-3-3 formation. He was most effective when cutting in from the wing to link up with his Jong AZ teammates on the edge of the box. His primary assets are his close control and effective dribbling, highlighted in his goal against SC Cambuur, where Correa dribbled around 2 defenders before slotting the ball past the keeper. Still, there is work to be done on Correa's attacking output. He only managed 14 shots in 26 games last season, and considering that the Eredivisie is an expressive attacking league, that number should be higher. The winger's smaller frame will also be challenged by the more combative style of Italian football, though that's something that will develop with age. And while it's unlikely that Correa will feature for the Juventus first team next season, the arrival of such a talented player is typically astute business by the Italian side. Nice's £6.3 million acquisition of Amine Gouiri appears to be a shrewd signing. The striker, who is capped by France across various youth levels, left Lyon in search of more game time. Last season, he featured for 1 solitary minute in Ligue 1. Therefore, it's hard to know if Gouiri is ready for the top flight yet, although his performances for Lyon's youth team and the French under-21 team should give Nice fans cause for optimism. In the National 2, Gouiri scored 8 goals for Lyon's reserves, finding the net every 117 minutes. His display against Moulin et Jouffroid goes some way to proving that the forward has outgrown youth football. A free kick, a volley, a chip over the keeper and a tap-in handed Gouiri a 4-goal haul inside the first half. The Frenchman added to his goal tally in the more competitive UEFA Youth League, where he scored 3 times in 4 games. But Gouiri is perhaps best known for playing for France across various youth levels. At the Under-19 UEFA European Championship in 2018, he finished as second top scorer with 4 goals. More recently, at the 2019 World Cup, he scored 3 goals in 4 games. As Total Football Analysis have said, Gouiri attempted 6.7 dribbles per 90 last season. His tight control and quick feet attract defenders towards the striker, freeing up space for Gouiri's teammates. Considering that Nice were 14th for touches in the opposition box last season, Gouiri's dribbling might be crucial in giving Nice a different option to lateral passes. Clearly, Lyon didn't feel Gouiri was ready yet to make the step up to first-team football, but if given minutes, Nice's intelligent gamble may pay off. This time last year, Nathan Ferguson hadn't appeared in the West Brom first team. Now he's months away from playing in the Premier League with Crystal Palace. Much to West Brom's anguish, the 19-year-old defender joined the London-based club on a free transfer after his contract expired this summer. Despite coming through the West Brom academy as a centre-back, Ferguson has excelled at bombing up from the wing, from right and left-back. He completed 1.5 dribbles per game compared to Crystal Palace's Joel Ward, who only completed 0.3 dribbles per game last season. Ferguson's passing is strong too. Slavan Bilic was so impressed by his passing that he was convinced that Ferguson was a central midfielder. A 77.1% pass completion rate is impressive, considering the role of the modern fullback in the final third. At 5'9", Ferguson will be one of Crystal Palace's smaller defenders, although that shouldn't be a problem if he's deployed as a fullback. An area that Ferguson may need to improve on is the amount of fouls he commits. 1.5 fouls per game last season is higher than Ward's 0.8 fouls per game. But if Ferguson showed one thing last season, it was his quick learning. Danny Higginbottom agrees. I think he's got the mindset. I think he's got the intelligence defensively to be able to cope in the Premier League. A man of the match performance in his first professional game and playing at both right and left back showed the way that Ferguson has adapted to his environment so far in his career. He'll be confident of making the step up once again. Chang Wang made the predictable move this summer from RB Salzburg to RB Leipzig, following the likes of Naby Keita, Hannes Wolf and Dayot Upamecano. £13.5 million transfer represents excellent business for the German side. Wang has been at Salzburg since 2016, but it wasn't until last season when the centre-forward truly announced himself, both in Austria and on the European stage. Wang managed 23 goal involvements in 27 Austrian Bundesliga games, recording a goal or assist on average every 68 minutes he was on the pitch. His contribution to Salzburg's Champions League campaign was even more promising. 3 goals and 5 assists in 6 games, with a goal involvement every 67 minutes he was on the pitch, showed the consistency of the Korean's performance, regardless of the opposition. At Anfield, Hwang got the better of Van Dijk, shaping to shoot on his left before chopping the ball back past the Dutchman and blasting the ball into the back of the net with his right. He was commonly played as a centre-forward in a 4-2-2-2 formation, often dropping a bit deeper than his striking partner Haaland or Daka. At Leipzig, Hwang would work well in a partnership with Yusuf Poulsen, although he's comfortable playing anywhere across the front line. In all competitions last season, the Korean averaged 5.59 dribbles per 90 and 2.3 key passes per 90, showing that Hwang has more to his game than just scoring goals. He can also be the creative spark for the team. Perhaps the only weakness is an over-reliance on his right foot, as RB Ref points out. Hwang uses his right foot to pass, touch and shoot the ball 88% of the time, something that will be noted in the top European leagues in an attempt to nullify Hwang's threat. Not much is known of Brazilian winger Pedrino. Therefore, it came as a surprise when he joined Benfica for £18 million this summer, making him the 4th most expensive player to be signed by the Lisbon-based club. Although this transfer was confirmed in February, the player did not formally join Benfica until the start of July. His primary position is on the right wing, where he tends to cut inside on his favoured left foot. When cutting in to shoot off the right, Pedrino has not been overly effective, with only 5 goals for Corinthians in the Brazilian Serie A last season. Considering that only 22% of Pedrino's shots were taken inside the box, it's not surprising why his goal tally is lower than expected. 3 of his 5 goals came outside the box too, demonstrating a player who is exciting to watch, but not one with the best decision making. Averaging 6.16 dribbles per 90 with a success rate of 70.4%, Pedrino is a winger that often takes on the left back. His pace and close control make him hard to win the ball off, leading to his high dribble success rate. Like his goal tally though, Pedrino's 4 assists in the league is something he will hope to improve on in Liga NOS. Only Antony, now of Ajax, had a higher average rating amongst under-21s in the Brazilian Serie A last season. Clearly, Pedrino has more to his game than just goals and assists. Only 5 more players in the Brazilian Serie A created more than his 50 chances from open play last year. If Pedrino is looking for inspiration on how to become a more complete right winger next season, Benfica's very own Pizzi is a good place to start. In his last 2 seasons in Liga NOS, Pizzi has made 63 goal contributions. It will be interesting to see how the two will fit into Benfica's first team next season.